Welcome to I Am. I am David Andrade. This is where the I Am method will show you that it is the pursuit of changing yourself on a psychological level that is actually holding you back in life. With the attempts at changing yourself, you are looking outside yourself for your gifts of greatness. Your true power and gifts don't lie outside of you. They don't lie in front of you, but they already lie within you. Accelerating your existence is choosing to nurture the inherent brilliance that you were born with. I want to expose you to an expeditious and more succinct process to advance your life in a matter of minutes. The foundation for my method, the I Am method, is based on biology, and that biology is epigenetics. I wanted to go where psychology was not initially involved, just raw existence. We were all born with every cognitive ability to advance and become the best of who we are in life. Yet many do not understand how to evolve the powers that lie within us. I found how to advance by never changing who you are. Here lies the dichotomy. To understand how to advance oneself by never changing, and understanding how to choose to advance and expose what already lies within you, your inherent greatness. Today, I want you to understand who is actually controlling your life if you are not achieving to your full potential. Is the person in control the you that continually thinks about changing, making advancements, or is there someone in the background that actually has complete control over you but lets you think you're in control? This someone will allow you to venture out and test new grounds, but will slowly reintroduce you to your self-evident inadequacies in order to bring you back into a controlled environment. Yet this nefarious captain of your ship is your subconscious. I know you've heard about the conscious and subconscious before in other avenues, but I want to clarify the power and importance of each one. The conscious part is the creative decision-making side, and the subconscious is the part that manages everything else and controls habitual processes. The subconscious continually reads back what has been continually written in it. Based on university psychological studies, the conscious constitutes 5% of our daily thoughts, and the subconscious constitutes 95% of our daily actions. A simplified example of the power between the conscious and subconscious is based on these cognitive neuroscience studies, is the conscious can read 50 pages per second, and the subconscious can read 50 million pages per second. Which one is more powerful? The conscious mind is slow to read, yet the subconscious is extremely quick at reading. In a fight or flight response, it is the subconscious that takes control because it is faster at responding. The conscious is too slow to respond to a danger. Which one will govern one's life? The conscious side of our brain is a lesser part of our thought process, yet most people do not take advantage of its immense power and its beauty. The conscious side of our brain mainly exists in the past and in the future. We sit and dwell on the past as to why we cannot obtain our future, or we ponder our future and how to obtain greatness through future internal advancements. Remember, this is only 5% of our daily thoughts. The rest of the day is run by our subconscious. This is the part that truly controls your life, good or bad. These are daily habits. This is the part that actually develops your life. 95% of the day you are reading from a script over and over again. Within this 95% of the subconscious, 30% of it is positive and 70% is negative. These are averages. The conscious 5% is spent trying to rewrite your script without writing anything down. So for example, if as a child you were continually told you weren't smart enough, this will be written down into your subconscious. And of that 70% of your subconscious that is negative, that part will have you live by that script and do everything in its power to keep you true to your script. It does this by not allowing you to advance to be smarter. The conscious will be allowed to take steps to be smarter, but the 70% negative subconscious will self-sabotage in order to keep you true to your false life script. So most of your day, you will unknowingly live by that script. Whatever the conscious is trying to write down, new thoughts, new habits, new methods to advance, The subconscious is reading back to you what has already been written down, and that is 95% of your day. Since the conscious is not focusing on what is happening right now, the subconscious will focus on the present and control it. So the majority of your day is being read from a script that you didn't even write. And this contains 30% positive thoughts and 70% negative thoughts. Your conscious is spending its day trying to write a new future or write down what happened in its past, and it's not paying attention to what is being read to you right now. The majority of the script being read to you by the subconscious, you didn't even write. Someone else wrote it for you, and now you unknowingly and perpetually live by it. That 70% false life script is being read to you whether you want to hear it or not. So during your day, if you are not in control of your thoughts, you will live your life based on a false script and blame yourself for not being able to live the life that you want. Yet you didn't even write the script. So when you feel that your life isn't working out as planned, even though you're trying to change it, you will think that the world is against you, that this is all life is going to give you, that you are destined not to be great, that you are a victim of life, that you don't possess what it takes to be great. But the reality is that it was your own false life script being read to you that is holding you back. So in your frustration, you start to apply the conscious part of your brain to find new ways, new mechanics to change in your life. You focus outside yourself and not choose to advance the greatness inside you. You'll read new books, new life seminars, new life coaches, because you don't see greatness inside you. But remember, this is your conscious part of you, the 5% of your mind that now wants to take control. It wants to come up with new ideas, new methods, a new plan for the future. But it is not focusing on the present or your internal definition of yourself. But the subconscious focuses mainly on the present and who you believe you are right now. So the subconscious will let you paddle the boat, but it will never let you take control of the helm. Let's look at the other end of the spectrum, the individuals that one believes continually succeed. You know or have heard about the person that everything they touch turns to gold, that success just won't leave them alone. First, that is false. Individuals perceive that the successful individual's results are all successful. But we seem to disregard the missteps that happen in their life on their way to success. They have many more ups and downs than you can imagine, but it is their subconscious script that defines them as successful. In turn, their internal definition, their internal script, picks them up off the ground and tells them to fulfill their identity of success. And so they get back up and find solutions as quickly as possible. Their subconscious has to maintain their identity, their existence. Their subconscious percentages are opposite of the negative individual. The successful individual's subconscious percentages are probably 70% positive and 30% negative. So in turn, they have a higher probability of success. But don't for once believe that these individuals do not have ups and downs in life. They have ups and downs that you can't even imagine. If you did have their situational turmoils, you would be as successful as they are. Do they feel inadequate, ignorant, terrified, foolish? You bet they do. But their script tells them not to dwell and create a victim mentality because of a perceived setback, but to move on with expedience, to expand beyond what their personality normally occupies. They don't retreat into comfort, but fight to expand their ring of life, to expand to try to find their limits. So who is running your life? It is your subconscious that is reading 50 million pages per second that is running your life, not by the conscious that is struggling through 50 pages per second. Who are you going to trust more? Someone who can read, understand, and complete 50 million pages of information per second, or someone who can only try to write, read, maybe understand, and maybe apply 50 pages per second? We tend to trust what we consciously think about. Think about it this way. You have an audio book that plays a book or script over and over again, and you get tired of listening to the book being read. So you tell the audiobook to read something else, but you only have one book in your collection. So you think of all the great books and scripts out in the world that you can read. You can see the title, hear the words, but you haven't bought the book, or added it, or downloaded it to your collection. So when you want to sit back, relax, and read a new book from your collection, you will read the same book over and over again because you only have one book downloaded. Your life is like a movie being played back to you over and over again based on a script you didn't write. But there are ways to add a new script, a new book, and put that new book into your collection, or ways to stop reading from your old script. You can continuously focus on not reading the script, but the quickest way that I found is through the I am method. This method bypasses the subconscious script being read to you and puts you in a state of a new script immediately. And by repeatedly reading from a new script and from a new mental position, which we call the point of being, which is extremely important to understand, you can write a new subconscious script and stop reading from the unempowering script that you've been reading from all your life. The I am method places you in a state of immediate learning. So today, take a look at yourself. You exist inside a realm of beliefs. If you continually have good things happen to you, you have a script that will be read by your subconscious that will allow good to be yours. Your subconscious will do everything in its powers to make it true. If you continually grasp at a dream for it to fall through your fingers, then your subconscious is reading a false life script that tells you that you do not deserve it based on the identity that defines you. Take a look at yourself and see who you believe you truly are, for that belief is your existence. Once you start to read from a script that you wrote and you want to read from, your life becomes what it's supposed to be, extraordinary. You will feel your new empowering self, and you will now be treated as the person you long for. And yet this person always existed, waiting to be exposed. Nothing to change in your life because you already possess your own greatness. You merely choose to expose the greatness buried within you. Once you discover that your greatness has always been inside you, and there's no need to try to change into someone outside of you, amazement happens. You will see how your true you affects you and the world around you. You can help others to advance themselves. In you right now, you have everything. You have a pre-existing condition of greatness. There is no need to look outside yourself. That is where we waste our time in life, by searching outside for someone or something to change us, when all we needed to do was to choose to search inside and to expose ourselves. Let the I am method help you to choose to be who you truly are. Go out there and take a bite out of life.